There's a big change in immigration policy at the Nogales Port of Entry to start this new year. It has to do with the controversial migrant protection protocols, or Remain in Mexico policy.
Thousands of migrants are anxiously awaiting the removal of Title 42, which will determine whether or not they'll be able to apply for political asylum in the United States.
The mayor of Nogales weighing in tonight on the situation on the southwest border as the Department of Homeland Security prepares for more undocumented immigrants coming into the United States.
In Nogales today.
Nogales, Sonora.
It's from Nogales. It's live from Nogales.
Whoa. Stop. How did we get here?
There's Nogales, Sonora, in Old Mexico, and Nogales, Arizona, in the United States, with only a line between them. This is the new library on the Arizona side. Let's cross over to Old Mexico for a foreign visit. We United States citizens don't need no passports or papers or nothing, except money. For a female with a shopping urge, man, this is the place. And here you can try out your high school Spanish. Yep, this is a real foreign country visit, all right. But we gotta move on. So it's back home to the States for us. Now, what's the matter? What? Why, you brass-bound bureaucrat? What do you mean I'm no U.S. citizen? I was born in the United States before you were. Now, if you want to question old Charlie's hometown, go ahead. But me?
Off we go, starting here at the picturesque Rancho Grande and south to Sonora for a thrilling adventure, seeing some of the oldest and most interesting spots on this continent. We cross the international boundary line at Nogales, Arizona, and walk into Nogales, Sonora. Or you may go in your car if you prefer. You may, with the use of guidebooks, direct your own tour, or you can, if you wish, hire a guide who will drive your car for you.
Let's fast forward a little bit more.
Nearly 180,000 illegal immigrants with criminal records ordered deported from our country are tonight roaming free to threaten peaceful citizens. The number of new illegal immigrant families who have crossed the border so far this year already exceeds the entire total from 2015. They are being released by the tens of thousands into our communities with no regard for the impact on public safety or resources.
While listening to this speech, many conclusions can be drawn. How these new policies going to affect border communities such as Nogales. How Latino representation will evolve in the United States. And what about humanitarian aid and asylum seekers? We'll dive deeper into these questions. But for now, welcome to Nogales, the gateway to opportunity. home to more than 300,000 Nogalenses, and a border that spans across 30 miles between the Nogales, Arizona, Sonora divisory line. Nogales is a community that sticks together and innovates to find new solutions. It is also a space where biculturalism is present. It is a place where transcendental humans are formed. It is an area where a resilient, courageous, and strong mindset is carved. But lastly, the most important resource of Nogales, aside from its traditions and its rich history, is his people. The people of Nogales, the people of the border, the people of the world. Welcome to Nogales, and especially welcome to the community of young knowers that seek to create a space where they can belong and where they can carve their identity as Nogalenses. This is Nogales High School, the heart of our community. This is the place where the Apaches ponder on global issues. Hello everyone, my name is Derek Campa. I'm an IB candidate here in Nogales High School.
My name is Isaac Chavez. I'm an IB candidate at Nogales High School.
Hi, my name is Elisa Manso. I'm an IB candidate.
My name is Camila Pompa and I'm an IB candidate.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Rindon.
I'm Nicolas Reina. I'm a IB candidate at Nogales High School.
Hello, my name is Hilary Santillan. I am an IB history student.
My name is Alejandro Leiva. My name is Jose Luis Obregón. I am an IB candidate here at Nogales.
Hello, my name is Isaac Martinez. I'm an IB candidate.
Luke James Brannon. I've been a history teacher in Nogales High School.
I think it's just two communities coming together to create one big community.
There was no fences, no walls, nothing separating the two, which is really meaningful to us since now we do have something separating it.
The community is very diverse in every way, including how people view the border situation and immigration as a whole.
Many people do go through hardships to try to cross the border.
People are moving around the world because of globalization.
The Kino Border Initiative is an organization, humanitarian organization based here in Nogales. It helps the migrants in many ways, such as food donations and clothing drives.
Aquí estoy con Ivette Fuentes, coordinadora aquí en Kino Border Initiative, una gran asistente y gran colaboradora aquí en la comunidad. Bueno, Ivette, una pregunta. ¿Qué es lo que ustedes hacen para la comunidad aquí en Kino Border Initiative dentro de lo que aquí es en Nogales, Arizona?
Ok, aquí en Nogales, Arizona no damos exactamente servicios. Lo que hacemos es, algunas veces damos presentaciones en las parroquias para que el equipo de educación pueda promover nuestro trabajo, dar actualizaciones de cómo está la situación aquí en la frontera. Y aquí en esta oficina bodega, aquí es donde recibimos las donaciones en especie que la comunidad nos trae, nos donan, y se mantiene, se lleva la administración, la documentación y los archivos de la organización, de los servicios que se dan en México.
Muy bien. Y una otra pregunta es, ¿cómo se siente pertenecer a esta comunidad en Nogales donde las oportunidades florecen? Dentro de su perspectiva como colaboradora y también como persona en la sociedad.
Es muy importante tener comunicación con la comunidad. Yo puedo ver de primera mano, gracias a Dios, la gran respuesta que tenemos de la comunidad para apoyar nuestro proyecto. Nuestro proyecto es humanitario, damos ayuda integral a personas que necesitan ropa, comida y también algún apoyo emocional, psicológico, porque están pasando por situaciones muy difíciles. Son personas en movilidad y cuando nosotros promovemos nuestro trabajo, recibimos muy buena respuesta y eso para nosotros es muy importante. A través de nosotros, la ayuda les llega a ellos.
Muchas gracias.
To show what it is to live in a border town and to share our perspectives on immigration.
actually service the community. And when I say servicing, it means addressing the questions the community might have and what is within their legal rights.
Yes.
And so that's why PHP started up.
Bringing awareness to the migration from across the border, because it is a very controversial topic.
You know, this is what people don't understand. Well, that's a border thing. That's for you in Arivaca. That's for you in Arizona. That's for you in the Southwest. But no, it's a nationwide situation.
Right in the middle is a tiny unincorporated community called Arivaca. There isn't much in Arivaca, meaning that whenever residents leave town for things like shopping and banking, they have to go through the Border Patrol. A few years ago, a group of residents in Arivaca decided they had had enough. They called themselves People Helping People, and working from this tiny office, one of only a handful of buildings on Arivaca's main drag.
Hi, come on in. Bienvenidos. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty, can we start with the little library?
Sure. We have, in an effort to help our community understand about immigration and what's happening right in front of their eyes, we have a lending library for people in Arivaca and surrounding. We have other people sometimes too who check out books. This section right here is primarily about immigration issues particularly. And then we've just got another bookshelf of all kinds of interesting, hopefully relevant materials for wider culture and different topics.
Alrighty. So, as you said earlier, some of them you have read. Which one would you recommend for us to read?
Oh, well, too many.
Or like top 3.
Okay, top 3. Start with Solito. Okay, anybody read this yet?
No.
Oh, highly recommend it to everybody, and yes, your teacher as well. They'll love it. Anyway, it's a great story and it's beautifully written. Javier Zamora lives in Tucson now, but when he was a child, he was sent by his parents at 9 years of age on the journey from El Salvador to the border, to right near Arivaca, actually. And it's a memoir of his journey, which you would think, well, you know, what does a 9-year-old remember? You'd be surprised. It's beautifully written, and it really helps people to understand what that journey is like and why people make it. So I highly recommend this one for sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, we'll move on to the back.
Okay. Well, back here is where we keep our supplies that we provide sometimes directly to folks traveling, but more often to local people who are encountering folks on the journey. And so we have clothing supply, just the basics, you know, pants, shirts, socks, especially socks, mostly important. We have medical supplies over here, and we're not medical people. We can't you know, treat people with broken legs or heart attacks or things like that. But the common ailments related to travel, which are one, dehydration, of course, and then also injuries like blisters. And you know, you wouldn't think blisters such a big deal. Yeah, they hurt, but you know, no, blisters in the desert, if you think about it, is a potentially fatal condition. Because if you have blisters, even small ones, much less the huge ones I have seen on many occasions, you don't walk well. And if you don't walk well, you don't keep up with your group. And you don't keep up with your group, you get left. Yeah. That's just the reality. And you get left, it's very possible that you're not going to make it. So we can treat basic stuff, mostly heat-related things and minor injuries. More clothes, winter clothes. Right now we have more short sleeve things, but in the winter, in Arivaca especially, we're higher than Tucson. I don't know what the altitude is in Nogales, but we're at 3,500 feet. So we have a couple months of the year where it freezes every night. So people can really have a problem with hypothermia as well as hyperthermia. So these are our supplies that we give to people. And I don't know if you've seen our little rescue bags. We started this project a year or two ago. I can't even remember when. It seems like forever, but what we do is we encourage local people to carry a pack, an emergency rescue bag for people, because folks in Arivaca encounter people not just at their homes, but also on the roads, especially Aravaca Road, Ruby Road, the road to Sasabe. And sometimes their encounters are really brief. They need to be very brief. People need something, but they don't want you to stop necessarily and have a long chat. Or also a lot of our local folks don't speak Spanish. And so, you know, they don't really, aren't able to interact very much, but just about anybody can benefit from this, because what is in here is what's on this table. It's just a basic. It's not anything that's going to help people survive for a week or a 50-mile journey or anything like that. It's just a matter of sort of letting people have a breather, literally, a sit down, whoops, no water bottles. First of all, what's in the pack? We always encourage people to carry a jug of water, a gallon of water in their car, but also we put a few of these in the pack. So water, first of all. There are a few basic food things here, just carbs and proteins. Nothing great, just something to keep you alive and maybe refresh you a little bit. So you can see there's not a whole lot here that's delicious or whatever, just basics, keep somebody from, having issues with blood sugar or whatever, or just plain old hunger. What's also in the pack, I'm going to put this over here because this is in the winter pack, but in the winter pack we have sweatshirt, beanies, little caps, gloves, and hand warmers. In the summer pack, we just have a t-shirt, and we need to restock here. We're missing our underwear. We have a clean pair of underwear, and at least one, usually 2 or more pairs of socks in the bag. Again, like the blister issue, socks are primary. After the water, the most important thing is probably the socks, because they really, really help people to continue their journey if they're planning to do that. Then in here, we have what we call a harm reduction kit with all sorts of little interesting things. Sometimes what's inside is a rescue blanket, these little foil things. I mean, they look like nothing, but they really do keep you warm in an emergency. Inside this little harm reduction kit, we've got a number of things that are designed to help people, just basics. In here is a little sheet of phrases, Spanish and English, like I need help, is there water, do you speak English, do you speak, things like that, just a basic little thing. And this little thing talks about how to use the aqua tabs for purifying water. If people need to know that. And we include those in here. And here's a comb. I mean, yeah, it's nice that people comb their hair, but that's not what it's for. Any guesses?
For stitches? Or for the grass?
Close.
For the spines?
Spines, yes. You get cactus spines all over you so easily. And sometimes you can't take them out except with the help of a little comb. Band-aids, of course. Little salve. Vaseline, also for blistered feet especially. Antibiotic cream, also for wounds and blisters. Electrolytes, it's like powdered Gatorade. Chapstick, lips get incredibly dry. A little piece of gauze that serves as a, what do I want? I'm missing my words. Old age strikes again. It filters water. That's what it's for. It's just a plain little piece of fabric. Okay, so that's our harm reduction kit that goes in here. Okay, so we've got clothes, we've got food, we've got water, we've got these little things, and last but not least, we have a phone charger. It's a battery, it's charged, you can connect it to your phone and charge up your phone. And why? What's the problem? Most people have phones, but by the time they've wandered around for a few days in the desert, it's useless. Yeah, it's dead. Yeah. So, water, socks, phone charger. I'd say in that order. Those are the important items in the bag. Everything else is just kind of extra. But that's our little rescue bag. There's not much. Oh, one more thing. Big heavy garbage bag. Why? 2 reasons. Okay, one, it makes a good ground cover. You know, something to sit on instead of the dirt and the spines and the whatever. Also, it does sometimes rain. It makes a good poncho. If you don't have anything else, it's better than nothing. So, I think I've hit the major points of our rescue bag. So we encourage our local people to carry them in their car, because that's mostly where most people encounter folks. Or if it is at their home, their car is at their home, they can get it from there. And it's been very well received. I won't say everybody in Arivaca has one, but we've given out 150?
Oh, that's cool.
Something like that, yeah.
That's really
and we're
cool.
we're not even 700 people. So that's a lot of people considering the size of our community. And we've given them, you know, some people have come back for more, you know, because when they give one, they want to replace it. But yeah, at least 150, maybe more. So that's where most of our donations go. Because individually, nothing is expensive, but it adds up fast. You know, we have to buy the backpacks and the clothes and the food and the chargers and all of that. So, but I think there's no doubt about it. It's saved lives, and people are always glad to have it.
Hi, my name is Lisa Jacobson. I am a volunteer with People Helping People, and I live here in Arivaca.
And I'm Vanessa Cruz, and I'm an NHS student from the IB program. And it's a pleasure to be here with you guys today. Thank you for having us.
Our pleasure.
So, tell me a little bit about the refugees. So recently, Allison had told us, Allison, right? Yeah, has told us about a recent change in population, whether like the refugees and the workers. How would you say that that has changed recently?
Let me make sure I'm understanding. The change in the people that are coming across? Okay, all right. Well, you know, I think there is some change in the larger picture of folks as the policies have changed in terms of people coming in and what's going on, and asylum and so on. And so we have seen some change in that, although here, our work here in Arivaca is a few miles from the border. We're about 10 miles right now from the crow flies, as the crow flies. And I think that most of the people that we are continuing to see are people with the same circumstance and motivations that we've seen for years and years. There are hundreds of people right this minute at the wall coming through, still hoping for some sort of asylum proceeding. And they're not the people that we have ever seen. The people that end up close to Arivaca and in need of assistance have always and continue to be the people that know they don't have a chance of asylum, and they are here, they make the dangerous cross through the desert. And so those people are the ones that we're still seeing here in our community, mostly at our homes, because most of us live outside of town. And so, yeah, so those people are the ones that we continue to see, people in real need of assistance. I'm not sure if that answers your question. Yeah,
most definitely. Thank you so much.
So we're still seeing, like for example, I can only speak from my personal experience at my house, because of where my house is located on the outskirts of Arivaca and right as the Coronado National Forest ends, I see a lot of travelers, and a lot of people need assistance and so on. But until now, I've never seen the people from farther away places like are being presenting at the wall right now. All of the people that I encounter are from Mexico or Central America, occasionally from South America. But at the wall, you'll see people from China, from Sudan, from Niger, from Syria, Cuba. So that's very different than our experience here.
Yeah, well, that leads on, that kind of connects to my next question. As we walked in, we saw that you guys have many resources to help the people out physically. I would like to know what information do you guys provide to the refugees as they come, or like what things do they often not know about, or like as their rights, or what you guys could do for them as the organization itself?
We see very few people that come actually to this physical space.
Yeah.
A few. They manage to find their way to town, and people will either direct them to us, or they'll just by luck see, or they'll see our sign or whatever, or the water barrel outside.
Yeah.
But again, in Arivaca, and the reason for our organization is because the community as a whole experiences encounters with folks traveling a lot. And so what we offer people is generally what we can offer them at our homes, which is humanitarian aid. We define humanitarian aid as whatever a person needs to be safe and well. We provide food and water, a place to rest.
The Mexican government representative in the Tucson area says Mexico prepared in several different ways for the Trump administration's mass deportations. The Mexican government has put up shelters in Nogales, Sonora, and several other cities to receive people as they arrive. Mexican Consul Rafael Barcel Durazo says many of the people being deported will be welcomed for the skills they can bring to the Mexican workforce.
Right now, we are at Nogales Sporting Complex in Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, where we're informing from the Migratory Aid Hub. As President Nogales, President Juan Jim has created this opportunity for migrants that are being deported from the United States to relocate here in Mexico and have some sort of sheltering here in the city. And as we come by, we're here right now informing from the UNICEF trailer, which is one of the many international aid helps that the international community has provided for important centers that receive migrants, especially here in the border. So in this case, we're just seeing the testament to President Trump's illegal migratory aid actions. We're just seeing thousands of migrants being deported, and many of them being in a risky situation where their lives are at the ultimate risk. These centers, nonetheless, have helped to aid and relieve that problem. They have aid to create these sort of opportunities for migrants to rebound and relocate to different cities across Mexico. And in reality, this is just something that proves real to the testament that we have a strong community here in the city. First of all, this is just where many migrants are being attended in healthcare. They're being evaluated from their teeth to their cardiac symptoms, all the way to all the bruises and spines problems that they received while going through this risky situation in the border. As we come by, this is a sanitary station by UNICEF, one of the biggest organizations for worldwide care and health in the globe. So what we're seeing is that both the government of Sonora, Mexico, and international organizations are working together to address this problematic. And lastly, we're just seeing the first aid responders, which are crucial for the benefit of this vulnerable community here in Nogales, Arizona, and Nogales, Sonora, where people are just being treated humanitarianly and properly, just like anyone should be treated. So here in the Migratory Aid Hub, we have the Sonora truck, which aids for migrants to be treated humanly, in this case, being treated in their healthcare or mentally or legally. They're being assessed in this truck, which is provided by the government of Sonora. And as we come by, we come closer into here, we see the UNICEF truck, one of the biggest organizations worldwide that tackle humanitarian problems. And this truck came about 2 weeks ago into the city and has aided over 1,000 immigrants that are being deported due to Donald Trump's executive actions and immigration policies that have affected this sector of the population. And lastly, we just come over, we see the truck that has purified water, has all the resources that have that include the UNICEF, which I mean, I think it's healthcare also. It includes psychological attendance, and also they provide with the sort of opportunities for people to bounce back and get new jobs in the community. And lastly, we just come over here and we found the Cruz Roja Mexicana, which is the ambulance and the healthcare system of Mexico. And in this case, what this truck does is that they attend all the bruises, all the minimal healthcare that migrants have when they proceed from the United States. And this is just a testament on how the migration policies have reacted worldwide. We're just here firsthand experiencing a mass immigration policy and how these things have turned out in the community. And in the very end, we just see how the government of Mexico, especially of border communities like Tijuana, Ensenada, and Nogales, Sonora, have just reacted to address this problematic and create new spaces for these people, but also they have treated humanitarianly and properly, which is just how every human should be treated. And we just want to depict the whole reality from this scene firsthand. Of course, we cannot go in there and potentially interview them due to security reasons or due to personal reasons too, but we're just here experiencing the devastating images of being here in Nogales, Sonora, just seeing the attention, which is hopeful, but also seeing the thousands of immigrants getting to this community each day. This is my report. I hope that this brings some awareness to the community, and also ultimately we just need to address and take some action into the whole spectrum of the community and how we can possibly create new opportunities for members to be treated with dignity, humanitarianly, and properly. Because we're just dealing with this problem that they're trying to go into the United States searching for an opportunity, searching to change their lives, and they're just being here thrown out into the community and just like creates just an atmosphere that potentially can affect their lives. But thankfully, there's organizations, there's political alliances, and also there's just governmental help from organizations worldwide and from the community that have helped these people to just bounce back and create new pathways for themselves to thrive and prosper. Looking back into what I just saw and the experiences that I had visiting the migration hub here in Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, it just has been so shocking and so impactful that the perspectives here are just a testament to what the community has experienced. Being in a border town is not an easy thing. It requires a lot of courage to attend people and their needs. And it also requires a lot of spirit from the community to receive people in vulnerable conditions. Lastly, I would just like to mention that people that are here are starting a new life. They potentially lost their homes, they lost their lives, and they lost their family. And the only hope that they have is just relocating and bouncing back. And in my opinion, the cities, the governments of the United States, on many aspects of the bureaucratic and legislative levels, need to address this need more humanitarianly. They need to create opportunities and create spaces for these people that are benefiting the country in most of the ways. And in reality, they just need to be treated properly. They need to be treated as humans because they're losing so much that is unsurmountable, the feeling that we feel here in our community about them. They are wonderful people that I had the experience to interact with in many migration aid centers and parts here in the city. But lastly, it's just so shockful that people are not being treated fairly, properly, and humanitarianly. And we just need to address this issue by creating awareness and being conscious about the details that many people here have. And it's just this thing about the community. We need to bond together. We need to make our community stronger, and we need to finally make everything better for the people that are here in vulnerable situations that may lost everything that they have But thankfully, we have a community, a country, and a society that if united, we can create things for everyone. And most importantly, create equality for the world. And this is the larger picture. Nogales, the Gateway to Opportunity, is not just a documentary depicting the life of the border. It's depicting the awareness that we need to bring as a border community of the international problems that we might face today, tomorrow, and until the end of our lives. Thank you so much for tuning in.
As this documentary is concluded, one can see the many faces of a vibrant community. Nogales, Arizona and Nogales, Sonora are home to the most courageous and inspiring people that I've ever met. These cities epitomize what it's living in a border town. The unity, the values, and the virtues that connect the wonderful people here in the city. Lastly, looking back into what we just experienced, all of my classmates, teachers, and community members can say that Nogales is a center of aid and humanitarian approach. Nogales is filled with people with lovely energy and with vibrant sense of care. As for now, this is all. Thank you very much.